Hello to everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, depends what time zone you're in. And welcome to this presentation for the what's new in the Civil 3D Utilities from IMAGINiT for this 2024. My name is Lavayen. I work for IMAGINiT Technologies. I'm one of the many infrastructure specialists here. I specialize in AutoCAD, Map 3D, Civil 3D, well, the infrastructure line of Autodesk products. I've been on this side of the industry, on the reseller side, for about 19 years now, and I like how one of my colleagues mentioned it, a professional geek. Now, jumping into today's agenda here, we're going to be looking at the 5 new tools that we're introducing this year: the zoom to station, the stakeout for parcels, the create depth for profiles, the extract styles from points, and the Civil 3D standards checker. Now, this will be an update session focusing on new functionality. We will not be covering all the tools that are part of our installer. As far as a little history, these tools started way back in 2018 and have grown year after year. We have over 20 today, and the ribbon that you see here gets installed, and it's supporting to the 2019 through the 2024. So even if you're not on the 2024 release or soon to come out 2025, these tools should work. The zoom to station, the staking out, the depth profile, and the extracting blocks. Also the new Civil 3D standards checker. What we do encourage you is to visit our YouTube channel, and you'll find previous recordings, and you can explore what the rest of these tools do for us. Now let's go ahead and jump right on in. And the first part here is going to be the zoom to station. It does exactly what it says. It will center whatever type station at the screen to the current view zoom factor. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk a little bit about it, show it, and go back to the slides and talk about Civil 3D. So it's going to be very interactive here, jumping back and forth between AutoCAD and my slides here. So let's take a look at the zoom to station here. We have our drawing. We have several alignments readily available inside of here, and I can use my option here to zoom to station. I'll select that. It's going to ask me, hey, which alignment do I want to work with? I'm going to pick on the alignment that I have on the screen here, and I can say, I don't know, station 600. And it takes me to that station, centering it on my screen here. You know, it's centered there. Let's do it again. Zoom to station, to this alignment. How about we do station 800? And it centers it on my screen here. If I do a zoom in, let's see here, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, that's station 800. Now, it is zooming to whatever current scale value you have here. So if I do a zoom extents, you see how we have alignments all over the screen here. Zoom to station. If I select this alignment on the western side over here, and let's say I say station 500. Come on, that alignment, select it. It's just I have the labels right on top of them. Select that alignment. Here we go, station 500. It'll zoom to and center it on my screen, but because we're so zoomed out, let's see if we do a zoom in. You'll notice that 500 there is what it tried to center on my screen. Very easy to use. I like how it works out. This is the first time we release it, and I'm sure we'll have future enhancements as well. Let's jump back into our PowerPoint. That was the zoom to station. On to the next tool. What's new in 2024 is the stakeout for parcels. It's an easy way to create points at parcel vertices. There is some built-in intelligence to avoid duplicates, and unfortunately, there is no default description of point group creation. Maybe we'll get enhanced in a future release, but let's take a look at this staking out for parcels and see how awesome this is. Now, if we jump over here to Civil 3D, let's open up a drawing that has some parcels in it. These are part of our site here. This is an actual set of parcels that we have. And I can activate the button here, stake out for parcels, and I can select a single or a secondary parcel here. Now, this is the catch. If you try to hit enter, nothing's going to happen. Please look at the command line. It wants to hit escape for you to finish this. So if I hit escape, bam, it creates my points on the screen immediately, very, very easily. Now, it is obeying some of the Civil 3D functionality for point creation. So if I go here to points and take a look, for example, at the point identity, let's say I wanted to start at 500. That's the next point number that it will start for me. So I like that it uses this here, And it does have some intelligence to avoid overlaps. Let's take a look at this here. I'm going to do, again, stake out for parcels, and I'm going to pick this 114 and 103. And I picked parcels that are side by side here. Again, I hit escape. Oh, let's try this again. Pick on these two parcels here. The labels is the parcel, and I hit escape. And I like that it doesn't create duplicates at the vertices. It ran through 114, so it's 501, 502, 503, 504, and it keeps going around the parcel there at the endpoints and adds these values to us. I like it. We have the ability of then seeing here that we do have points that are being created. I'm gonna do something silly here. I'm gonna select all of them. I'm gonna get rid of them. And it does have the ability of staking out parcels. It doesn't have to be done by selection. There's an A for all, and I can select all the parcels and it labels them. I will go ahead and tell you the one thing that it doesn't add in any descriptions inside of here for us. So that's something that you would have to try to look at focusing that. For that, it doesn't create any point groups for us either, but these points are truly then editable. I can go inside of here and just take a look at, for example, the raw description. Maybe let's edit and add stake out. And now we can easily add descriptions to these points like we can do for any Civil 3D point. It's a brand new tool set for us. Hopefully you like it, and we look forward to hearing from you to see if there's anything else you would like to see this tool do. Let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. That was stake out for parcels, depth profiles. I've thought about this and used this for many, many years. Not an offset, but a copy of. And what you'll notice here, it will take in consideration whatever exaggeration factor is part of your profile. It is a copy. Now the fun part here is the name of those existing profile lines. They get appended with the word dropped on it. A great way to visualize minimums or maximum depths. Let's take a look at this tool. Let's go over here and let's jump right into Civil 3D. And I'm going to jump into the next tool set here. Let's look at depth profiles. Now what we have here is an alignment, and this alignment has my road, and I have an existing and a finished grade listed here. I have some labels trying to show off the 5-foot depth and the 15-foot depth here. This is taking consideration the vertical exaggeration of the style that you're working with. So whatever this number is, the value that we input will read it. So let's take a look at this here. What if we wanted to give a depth profile? And let's go here and look for the tool profile on the proposed grade over here. The number is a positive number, and it will be always be a depth that will go down here. So let's go 15, and it creates that line work down here. Same thing's going to happen with my existing grade on this side. If I want to test that out here, profile, let's test existing grade, and let's do a 5-foot depth profile, just as an example. So we can take a look at what those depths are, helpful for trying to maintain, like I said, a minimum or maximum depth. If you're looking for a piping inside of here, you'll notice that will be shown off there. It is a real profile. If I look at it, it is an actual profile. And as I mentioned before, it does get appended with the word drop. So you can see the existing surface and the word dropped gets suffixed at the end. I like that what it's able to do here for us. Let's continue working with our presentation here. That was depth profiles. Let's take a look at what else we have. The extracting point data. This is a fun tool. It feels like every year I have users asking for this, especially my surveyors. And the fun part about this is it gives us the marker option, the label option, or both. Let's take a look at how this works out. So if I jump back into my AutoCAD session, let's take a look at these points here. I have in my drawing 3 points, station, manhole, and a tree over here. And what I'm able to do is pull this functionality to extract data from my points. And I have the ability of doing either markers, labels, or both. So if I'm only interested in my marker, I can pick on this tree right here. And I can select multiple points, of course. I've selected it, and I have a tree, a block that gets extracted. Let's take a look at the AutoCAD properties for this. There it is, the block reference, whereas up here, it's a Kogo point. Now let's take a look at the option that I have for extracting the text. I can go out here and do that same extract point data, and I'm gonna go hit labels, and I'm gonna pick on the label for this point here. Now, it's interesting how it does this as far as extracting data. You'll notice here that I get yes text, and it's individual strings of text. And the fun part about this, notice how it also took my block and it created a piece of text from it. Let's open our property toolpath over here. This is text that it extracted. From the symbol, it also extracted text. Please note the functionality here. If I go here to extract point block and I say, hey, get me the marker, and I grab that symbol there, please note that it can grab the marker and extract it out as, let's go here to the properties, as a block. Versus when I use this command here and I did the option for, let's see here, when I did markers, it gave me a block, versus when I did label, it extracted line work for that same symbol there. Interesting what I'm able to do. Now I can use the option to extract both. Let's see what happens when I extract both. And I'm gonna pick this guy over here, hit enter, and I get both extracted on screen here for me. Just be aware of the functionality that you get there. You may expect a block and you get line work, or you may expect a line work and you get a block. It depends which part of that utility you end up using. And of course here, it never messed with our original points themselves inside of here. Those points remain undisturbed within your drawing. I did not explode them, I did not remove them. I simply took that geometry and dumbed it down inside the same drawing without modifying my actual survey. I think it's neat. Let's see, what else do we get here with our presentation is the ability of getting into, that was extracting. All right, Civil 3D Standards Checker. I like this because we're able to check against a source, maybe template, a DWT, or maybe against another drawing, a DWG. We can create different standards to check again and save it. Maybe we can check for a storm or a sanitary, utility, or grading. And we can go through and have that be checked. This is for civil, not AutoCAD. We do have CAD management functions that ship with AutoCAD. This is more civil related. And you can have it throw out a warning or give it an error, and it does give us a little readout of what we get here. Really simple way to working to look for missing, added, or modified styles. The awesome part about this, it can be applied to either the current drawing or it could be applied to multiple drawings, let's say in a project. Let's take a look at this. Jumping back into my civil, I can go over here and take a look at standard checker. So what I could do potentially here, let me see if I can, I think I was messing with this already. All right, let's run through some options inside of here. Under surfaces, for the settings tab, let's do something fun over here. Surface styles, what if we take any one of these styles and we copy it out? And let's call it new surface style. Or we do something silly and I'm gonna go down here into alignments and delete an alignment style, something that's not being used, boom, existing. What I can do from within the IMAGINiT toolset is go out here and take a look at my check Civil 3D standards. And I can have different standards created for me here. I can create my own that go to maybe different drawings or different templates. Notice how it shows us as optional inside of here, because I can go browse out to, as I mentioned, a template or a drawing. And it's quoted as optional because I still get the option to, or the field out here, to select a file to compare against. New to this release 2024, I'm able to check my current drawings, or as I mentioned, multiple drawings, and I can have this get processed. And it's going to show me, hey, I'm missing the alignment style that I deleted here a minute ago. Actually, it looks like I deleted one earlier. I'm missing existing and my layout for my template. I added an extra surface style called banding at copy. Look at that. That's obviously, it has a copy and it has the word new surface style that I just created. And modified styles, it looks like I modified a bearing line type here. So it gives me a check. That's all it does. It's just a check inside of here. It doesn't do a zoom to or find to, but it does break down the category of my styles that I have shown off here. So those are the 5 new features that I have from within Civil 3D. In this year release for 2024, The zoom to station, the staking up for parcels that create civil points, the creating depth profiles, the extracting styles from point, that would be the labels or the markers, or the last thing I showed off here, the standards checker. Now, as far as trying to get through these, wanted to talk about a little bit more information. And these tools are available for all current IMAGINiT clients for free. The awesome part about this, it installs from 2019 to 2024. So even let's say you're running 2020 and you wanted to get these new tools that were just added, all you need to do is download it and reinstall them. If you're not a client of ours, you can download a trial, and these tools are available for purchase. Please visit our website here at imaginit.com. You can go here to products, and from products, you can go to the utilities for Civil 3D, which should open a page that looks something like this. And from here, you're able to get this awesome installer. And what it does, it gives you, like you saw here, an IMAGINiT tab with all of our buttons. Now from this, let's go back. I ran through this presentation pretty darn quickly. Wanted to thank you for joining us today. And if you're interested in getting your hands on these tools, speak to one of our sales rep or visit our website. I encourage you to visit our YouTube channel, as you will find previous recordings, or visit our website for more awesome Autodesk and industry content. Thank you very much. Ms. Ashley?
Yep, thank you, Leo. And just another quick reminder that this presentation has been recorded, and you'll receive a copy along with any additional resources emailed to you shortly after today's session. We do have a few questions here. At this time, we'd like to open our Q&A portion. So go ahead and take a second and drop any questions here in the chat box that Leo can respond to immediately. If not, like he said, you can always email or contact your account manager. I'll give you guys a second. And in the meantime, we do have a few here. With the first one says, if you use the drop profile on a surface profile, if the surface changes, do the profile update, or is the drop profile static?
Great question. So over here, when we start looking at it, this is the original surface. And what you'll notice is that this profile is dynamically tied to the terrain. So if the terrain changes, that profile would update. Notice over here that the copy of it has about a gazillion vertices. Visually, it's even different. If I go to the properties of it over here, you'll notice that that option for dynamic tie has disappeared. So the answer to the question is, if the alignment were to change, the original would update for you, but the copy wouldn't. So you would have to go back and rerun that copy option for the new location of your alignment. So it does not update dynamically as far as the offset goes. The same thing happens for the proposed design. If the proposed design were to change, and I can see it here, it doesn't change the copy of it.
Here's another one. I believe it's similar. Is the drop profile dynamic, i.e. does it react when the proposed profile is modified?
No, same thing. The copies are just like AutoCAD. When you take an object and just take an AutoCAD copy of it, that's pretty much what it's doing. It's an actual copy of it. So if the original does get modified, the offset does not. Great questions, guys.
And I believe you already discussed how these utilities are licensed.
Well, as I mentioned, these are free for our users. So they're even free for me as an IMAGINiT employee, but they do get licensed. So whenever you install it, there'll be a pop-up window that asks for licensing. So that's when you work with, if you are one of our clients, you will work through your sales rep to make sure you get that ID, and that product then gets installed and starts working on your end. So there is an installer and there is a licensing portion to that you would work with your sales rep to make sure that you get the licensing in. For me, I've also have to make sure that I have my licensing for our IMAGINiT tools up to date. So there is a little feature for licensing that ships with the software.
Perfect. We've got another one that came in here. Future functionality requests. I could see using a dynamic drop profile all the time.
Yes, I would love to see that as well. And there just isn't one that we just added this year release. I'll make note of it and share it with the team. I would think about a feature line perhaps could do something like that, so I can see something working in the future. But as of right now, it's just like almost doing it by hand, creating that copy. That's what I've been doing in the past, but I like the fact that now we have a button. Thank you, Brian. I'll make a note and share it with the team. Any other questions?
Yeah, let's give a couple of seconds. Oh, here's another one. So better solution is to make a new drop surface, paste your proposed surface into it, and then lower the drop surface and it will be dynamic.
That is correct. You are able to create a copy of a surface and sample that and have that surface be dropped. The problem with that, or the thing that would safeguard around it, is how big is that surface? As you copy that surface, you're duplicating the data inside of your drawing, and it could be making your drawing a bit heavier as far as drawing size and performance. But that would keep a more dynamic behavior, Mr. Kevin. Excuse me, Mr. Randall, that would work to keep a existing ground be looking that way at least. Yes, sir.
Another question that came in, Cameron, is there any chance that you guys will be expanding the stakeout function to where it could maybe populate on an oddly shaped polygon or grid?
Cameron, this is our first stab at doing the stakeout parcels, so the possibilities are really endless. If you're able to shoot us an email with kind of the little example of what you want to try to do, can most certainly pass it up the chain, and our guys could take a look at what it would take to build something like that. We can build a custom tool for you. We do offer that as a service. So if you want to have something be customized and tailored for you, that is a service that we provide. But for the time being, if you're able to forward us that question via email, I'll pass it over to the team to see how it would work out or how easy that would be, or if you're interested in building something right now for you, our team can help you do that as well. Thank you guys. Have a great day.